Welcome to the #1 friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Karo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
Guys, we have our biggest announcement ever. Our first audio original is coming out on Audible on October 23rd. It's called The Buddy System, A Modern Man's Guide to Mastering Friendship. And you can check it out now at audible.com/The Buddy System. That's audible.com/The Buddy System. We are very pumped. Me and Matt recorded this. This is the best advice we've given on the pod. Also brand new advice. Also incredible stories from our 39 years of friendship. Matt, are you pumped?
I'm so pumped because it's covering all of our bases. The first half of the book is about Audible original. We don't say book. Is about making friends. Starting literally from, are they total strangers? Are they a friend of a friend? Are they a work acquaintance? All of that, where to do it, how to level up. And the second half of the book is a lot of the overlooked stuff, which is the friend maintenance. We've got all these friends that we let kind of die on the vine, how to revive those, how to improve those, how to grow those, and finally how to build an awesome ritual like the Man of the Year that we have going for 22, 23 years now.
So if you guys are fans of the pod, or you have a friend, guy or girl, who needs a pick-me-up in the friend department, you guys should check out or have them check out this Audible original. It's very funny. It's not like a self-help book that Matt reads every day, James Clear, Mel Robbins. It's very jokey. It's casual. And audible.com/The Buddy System.
I would use the term, it's more accessible than some of those Audibles.
It's accessible and it's irreverent. Remember, Audible was like, we've never had anyone use humor before.
Yeah, they were like, wait, you made a joke in a self-help book? We didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. We there's actually outtakes. Remember, we have to get those outtakes. I forgot what you challenged me on, a typical Matt challenge, Matt GPT. Where you?
I know what it was. I don't want to get into it because I sound
okay. Is it not okay?
Bad. But I will say there was laughter, there was tears. I was crying. The sound guy was crying, but because of kind of his own stuff that he was going through.
By the way, in typical, prototypical Man of the Year fashion, we befriended everybody. Matt went out to drinks with the sound engineer. They got drunk. I mean, it was great.
Look, I honestly, it's one of the things I'm really, really proud of in my life, to get it to do it with you, to get to share this with everybody. So please, I know that everybody who's listening is here because they know that friendship is important. So let's all support each other and support us.
Audible.com/The Buddy System. Okay, so before we get into the main topic, Matt, this is actually from the Audible original. We talk about the different types of friends and the different roles in the friend group, right? You've got the mother hen, the planner, the organizer, the historian, the wild card like you. And one of my roles is the secret keeper. And you could be in multiple roles. And I've said in the audio original, I've told you, people just confide in me because I'm trustworthy, which is nice, but also I think maybe because I'm single and they just don't think I have anyone to tell. And I thought of you because this week, in 2 separate occasions, I heard 2 bangers. Like 2 different friends told me bangers that I am now keeping a secret.
You can't do that. Our audience is now going to be bloodthirsty for these secrets. I need them.
I'm going to go to my grave with them, but I feel like I'm carrying around.
Why are you telling us this? That's not right. You wet my beak. I need to dip it. I need to dip my beak in these secrets. I need a nibble of these secrets.
I feel like I'm carrying around the nuclear football right now.
So let me hold it for a minute.
No. Because you've conceded and admitted that anything that goes to you goes directly to your wife.
98%.
Do not pass go.
I keep a little change for myself hidden in the couch cushions.
Well, you also keep some of it hidden from yourself.
That's true too. The real dark stuff I bury inside the place that I can't access.
What's one of your famous, one of my favorite lines of yours of all time when you met with your therapist?
Oh, I can't be honest. What did I say? I can't be honest.
Which lies do I tell?
Which lies do I tell? Well, audience, I want to know, can you relate to lying to your therapist? You don't want them to know that. Does anybody else not want them to know the true you, the real you?
Yeah. All right, so let's get into our main topic, which is also something we touch on in the buddy system, which is Matt, how do you actually know if someone is a good friend? If someone is a friend you should be keeping in your life, like if this is a person you should be associating with. And so we came up with a little rubric called the PALS test, PALS, and it stands for passion, appreciation, loyalty, and support. And essentially, if there is someone in your life who meets this test, they're a good friend.
What do you think about? I was thinking about this. Should we walk through each of those elements? I was just going to say, do we believe that they have to have the 4 out of 4?
So let me give the lightning fast version, then we'll talk. So passion is like, do you like hanging out with this person, right? We get a lot of people who are like, oh, I have this buddy, but we don't have a good time. Like, okay. Appreciation, do they respect and see you for who you are and what your talents are and what your idiosyncrasies are? Loyalty, I think pretty self-explanatory. That's trust. And then support, as we talk about in the Audible original, when the chips are down, will they be there for you? Will they show up?
I think it's a great test, obviously, because we came up with it, but also because not a lot of us have benchmarks, right? Everybody thinks friendship is this ambiguous, amorphous thing. And that's what the modern friend universe, we're struggling with, this idea of how do I measure? I don't know. What are we? There's a lot of undefined things happening in friendship. So the PALS test cuts right to it. So let's look at that. I love the passion one because at the end of the day, I think it's the easiest. Like, oh, do I feel good about seeing this person? Like, what's more simple than that?
By the way, one thing, just to go back to what you said before about defining, we talk about DTF,
Yeah.
defining the friendship, define the friendship. Let me do a crazy devil's advocate for you on passion, because we have given some advice in the past that a person has reached out to us. They're in a new city. They made a new friend. They don't really know anybody else. And this person isn't really like scratching their itch as much. And we've said, listen, start with this friend that you aren't super passionate about, because they it's better to have one than none.
Well, that's different. I
Okay.
agree with what you're saying. That's different because you don't fully totally know that person yet. And so I think you're still in getting to know you phase.
Yeah.
And so part of what we talk about is giving people the chance and seeing them in the best light and kind of not passing judgment when you're in friend making mode. I think this test is more for, hey, let's examine the friendships that I have, not the ones that I'm still building.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you say?
Do you know that there's a trend in date? Now I'm talking about romantic relationships that away from the spark, that the spark is a myth. That like when you sit down with someone, oh, I didn't feel a spark, that you're supposed to ignore that. Have you heard that?
Oh, but I mean, I've heard some version of this. If this debate has been going on for to have the heat, or is
Yeah.
it somebody like Steady Eddie? Should be
Yeah.
married. This is like every rom com. It's like the guy who, he's a waiter, but he's electric, right? Or it's like, oh,
Right.
doctor or lawyer. It's
Right.
that's Reality Bites. That's Bridget Jones' Diary. That's every. So I love that the TikTok gen thinks they just discovered that.
Yeah. But that just reminded me of that. If you just made a friend and you're not like so stoked to hang out with them every moment, that's okay. I mean, you just made this friend.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think it fits in necessarily with like how harsh we're going to shine them.
So what about appreciation?
So appreciation is, I was thinking about how would I rank these. I think appreciation to me is the kind of, like if I had to put them in order, that would be last, because a lot of people have a hard time showing appreciation. I mean, we're trying to teach people to do this on the pod. We're trying to get people to say thank you as a gateway to I love you.
Yeah.
And I think everybody has communication styles that will impact how they show their appreciation.
Appreciation is one of those things that if it's there is a really like, you love hanging out with people who just like get you and see you and appreciate
Yes.
you. And it could be, I feel like a lot of our listener questions, which we'll get to shortly, is about people planning something, the other person like doesn't appreciate it, doesn't thank them, doesn't get what they're doing. So I think you're right that it's probably towards the bottom.
Well, it's funny because I think a lot of the people who often give appreciation to others don't get it back equally.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of people are, and then like eventually they start getting this feeling of like, how come nobody appreciates me?
Right.
I'm
Right.
always going out and spreading the love, and I think sometimes you have to accept that that's who you are, and that's
Yeah.
great. You give it, and we give things to give things, not to transactionally get them back. But I do think eventually you want to have the balance of like, okay, is anybody appreciating what I bring to the table here?
Right. Yeah, for sure. All right. So that's P and A. And what about L for loyalty?
I mean, I think loyalty is one of those where it's like you get one strike or two.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to even think like it's hard for me to even think of an example of what disloyalty means in a friendship because we are very lucky. We don't really mess with that too
There's
much.
major disloyalty, right? Which is like talking
Sleeping with your wife
badly,
or whatever.
like
Yeah.
with a little badly. But then I think there's minor disloyalty, like for example, like when you'll go to some random Halloween party instead of our house.
This is not giving a random example of something that is it
Dis,
disloyalty if I said, hey, I'm going to this other
dis,
party instead?
disloyal.
Disloyal. Yeah. But remember what happened that night?
You showed up later.
I showed up later and the party was already over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You got the worst of both worlds.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you drove cross town and got nothing
Yeah.
out of
Oof.
it.
Oof. That was rough. That was rough. Yeah, loyalty. I mean, yeah, certainly if you have to ask yourself, is this person loyal? That in and of itself is
Right. I
a
think that one's the clearest one, right? If you know if somebody's loyal or not.
yeah. Yeah. And then we have support, which is being there for you. And just to give a little insight into the audio original, Matt, you said the first half is about making friends, and our key to that is be the friend. The second half is about maintaining your friends, and our key to that is showing up. And so,
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, again, in adult friendship, life is too short to have people around that do not support you.
Do you want to give a little primer because it's so important what we mean by showing up? Because it seems simple, but
Well, I think a lot of people have this idea that you need to show up for events. That's maybe one thing, but I think showing up means showing up in the good times and the bad. So, in the good times, like showing up when things are happening positive in people's life and being there for, excited about that. That's support too. I think a lot of people forget that one. Like people want you celebrating the wins with them.
mhm.
And then the losses. Life isn't all, birthday parties and fun stuff, right? There's people are sick, people lose their jobs, people die. We always say you got to say something. You got to show up in some way. Anyway, whatever way is you are capable of doing. We're all capable of showing up in some way. So I'm not saying, hey, everybody has to show up in the same way, but
Right.
you know yourself as a listener. You know you, and you know how you can show up, and you know when you're not showing up.
I'm going to give you an example, Matt, about one of these banger secrets I have where I'm going to keep everything so vague that you're going to get upset. But I used some of our advice. So this friend was telling me that their friend, something, bad was happening with them. And my friend said, so I texted him, I'm like, let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. Just let me know. And I said, that's good. And your heart is in the right place, but you're putting the onus on this other person to tell you what they need. I want you to just say, hey, we're getting drinks tomorrow.
Right. I like that. I like that. And I think I forget when we talked about it. Was it in the Audible or did we talked about it in the Audible?
You're talking about, how to be there for friends. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. We sort of listen. It's important if you're going through something and you need something specific to articulate that, but you can't always articulate.
Yeah. I also just think for support, we have this idea that it has to be on these big events. You can support your friends on a regular daily basis. by communicating regularly. That's like keeping them out of the loneliness game is support. There's just a lot
Yeah.
of ways to support people. Like when they're, when they're in a phase, like for me right now, it's like people support me by just changing their plans to come over my house instead of asking me to go out when I have 2 little kids. Those are minor things, but just not having to, like, not just immediately already knowing me and knowing what's going on and just being like, hey, can I come over? Can we just do dinner at your house? That's supporting me so that I don't have to make kind of an argument to plead my case for why we should just do it at my
Yeah.
house.
Listen, a support could also come in a thoughtful check-in. My buddy Shane, not Barbershop, my other buddy Shane, he was under the weather. I texted him. I
Yeah.
mean, this sounds so silly.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Like, did you go to the
Right.
doctor? And he was like, oh, thanks for asking, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Most dudes are not doing that.
No, they're not. And so I think that's if I had to say like what's the biggest room for improvement, it's that support.
Yeah. Let's come back to the PALS test and take a listener question.
Great.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, just send us a message on Instagram. Our handle is Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer it on the show. And if you like, we can anonymize it, and we will do our best to give you some advice. Okay, so this came in over Instagram, Matt. The question is, Dear Matt and Karo, I have been having problems with 2 friends on a group chat. I don't think we've had this before. 2 friends on a group chat. They're 2 of my good friends, and like a lot of good friends, we bust each other's balls. But sometimes they take it too far. They tease me about sensitive subjects, my age, my career, my baldness, my dating life, and it hurts my feelings. I know they're just trying to be funny. Maybe I'm just sensitive, but lately I've been feeling like this group chat isn't good for my mental health. One hurtful comment can ruin my day. I don't want to mess up my friendship with these guys or try to impose some kind of speech code, but it's gotten to the point where I'm afraid to look when I see a new message pop up in our group chat because I know it might hurt my feelings. Guys, what should I do?
Kara, was this you?
I
This whole white
give it.
collar boys chat? Is this what's happening over there?
Oh, I mean, listen, it's happened. Our group chats get pretty brutal sometimes.
I mean, look, oof. Yeah, I know. Listener, hey, it's called being on a group chat.
Wait, can we just do a quick lighthearted look at what he said? They make fun of him.
Yeah,
My age, my career, my baldness, my dating life.
So he's
What a collection. I mean, how old could this possibly be?
right. His age, are they not all the same age? Maybe he's older.
Maybe he's very young.
Right. Maybe he's young and he's bald.
Yeah.
I mean, look, sometimes you just got to roll with the punches.
What? That you never do go say that
No,
on the list.
I'm just saying, look, it's a group chat. That's like what it is. It's a little bit of that. But I don't think saying something in the group chat like, hey, guys, tone it down, I think that will backfire.
That is true. And we should say we were last year on the cover. We both are Penn alumni on the Penn Alumni magazine. And one of the pull quotes was, our love language is busting balls, I believe.
Yeah.
I
had a little experience recently where like somebody just said something that I was like, dude, why are you saying that in the group chat? Like I felt like it was out of line. Yeah. So I just texted him directly.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way is if there's one culprit, I think you got to address it directly.
Well, there's only two
other 3-person group chat.
That's what it's implying. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I would say step 1 is I would be interacting with this group chat less, just as far as this person writing to the group chat, just to like
get the message.
Exactly. Just to like take the foot off the brake a little bit. Then it's the two bullies just talking to themselves.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That would be pretty funny if like you just stop responding and there's just a week's worth of spewing. Like, okay.
Have you ever seen that? Like for some websites, when they need to moderate comments, They don't delete the comment. They
Yeah.
just make it invisible to anybody else. So the person still thinks they're commenting, but he doesn't know that nobody else can see it.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. So I think that's step one. It's interesting that you're saying don't say anything on the group chat. It could backfire. Okay. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I suppose these
I
group
don't know. I
chats.
just foresee guys, come on, you're being too mean, and it's just like a
Okay.
barrage of insults.
So let's role play here.
Yeah.
You want to talk to one. Let's just say it's one of the guys as being a culprit.
Yeah.
Is a culprit. You call him or text him.
I think I just text him at first.
Okay. Give me an example of what you might say.
I think I'd be like, listen, I love, I dish it as much as I take it. I love the group chat, but it's just getting a little, it's crossing a line. I just say it's crossed the line. I just wanted to say like cross the line.
I
Would
think
appreciate it. Would appreciate like slowing your roll. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, I think being a little self-deprecating could work. Like we all know I am quite old and I am quite bald.
Yeah. Or you could strike back, you gotta
Matt, this is so unlike you. You're usually like Joe diplomacy.
Yeah, talk some crap.
You guys talking like who's the guy from Karate Kid? The other guy?
Zabka?
You're like strike first.
Yeah, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Well, I'm just saying that's how it goes on those group chats. So, you could engage, you could do, it's like you can arm yourself. Sometimes you gotta stand up to bullies.
Yeah. All right, well, let me pitch you this. I think you're right sending the text. I don't love the term crossing a line.
Okay.
Just feel like that's like adding fuel to the fire.
Okay.
Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Could you say it hurt my feelings, or is that too?
You can.
soft?
You can. I mean, we're adults, you can. You could be like, look, man, you guys are hurting my feelings. It's not cool.
Yeah. Because I kind of feel like you can't really cross the line and make someone defensive. Hurt your feelings. What are they going to say to that? You got to say my bad.
Defensive. I don't know if somebody said that I crossed the line, I would take it to heart.
Yes, but we're evolved.
Yeah.
We're not group chat thugs like the other people you hang out with.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Matt goes strike back.
Strike hard, strike first. No mercy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you might find it doesn't bother you as much if you give it out too.
Yeah, but some people are just not like that.
I know that's what I'm saying. But like sometimes that's the dynamic of that group.
Yeah.
It's like if that's how that group communicates, like, all right, maybe not the greatest group for you if they're just constantly making fun of each other.
I mean, it's interesting. What I'd also like to know is, do you think that this group dynamic takes place IRL too, or this is just a text
probably
behavior? Yeah,
probably. But there's generally a lot of groups have a guy that ends up bearing the brunt.
Oh, I thought you were going to say there's a guy who ends up being the bully.
No, I think both, but yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. So I think our advice is number one. Matt's advice is to drop a nuclear bomb into this group.
No, I'm just saying a self-aware, witty comeback, something funny. Comebacks are good.
Right.
Look, you only have a few options. What you said, I think, is the best. Like stepping back and muting or whatever. It's like they'll get the message. It's
funny. Our Man of the Year group chat for our Man of the Year dinner. Yeah. There's definitely been a bunch of times when I wanted to like just drop a real humdinger in there.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, it's 9 guys. It's too hard. It's too unwieldy. You don't know what people are going to say. Right. And I just bite my tongue.
Yeah. No, I think that's the move sometimes. But look, I do think cross the line, not cool is a good way to. I think it's cool. Not cool.
I like not cool.
Yeah. I think not cool. By the way, I've been in a group chat where somebody said not cool. And I was like, oh, okay. And it wasn't me who said it, but I was like, oh, okay. That's somebody's going like, there's boundaries setting.
Yeah, I think not cool is the happy medium in between cross the line and you hurt my feelings.
All right, so let's do not cool. I like that. I agree on not cool.
I have a funny Vegas anecdote for you, Matt. Remember like 6-8 months ago, I went to Vegas for like a night for my friend's 40th birthday. So I happened to end up like in the past week on a group chat with the girl, the birthday girl, and a guy who met there, her friend, and we're just chatting back and forth. And then the girl changed the group chat to Vegas crew.
Okay.
And me and the guy were like,
You're not in it.
no, me and the guy were like, Claire, we have 17 chats named Vegas crew. Like, you
That's
think
funny.
that's like a
That's funny.
that doesn't distinguish it.
That's hilarious. Oh, so I was gonna say this. How about this as like a just I don't know, if you want to get out, just be like, this isn't really doing it for me anymore. See you guys. That's a good bomb to drop on your way out.
Yeah. Okay. So just leave the group chat.
But say that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think you need a warning first.
No, I agree. But I'm saying, like, if it continues, be like, this isn't really doing it for me, guys. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Boom. Vapor.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, listen, if we'll go back to the PALS test in a second. If it's not servicing you, this guy saying he hates when the thing pops up on his phone, bro, we don't need that.
Right, you don't need to be in that group chat, right? You can always get it. You know how many? Do you guys have any idea how many group chats Karo has removed himself from? It's got to be in the hundreds.
I keep my group chats, By the way, Matt is what?
One strike and he's out.
One strike. By the way, we didn't even mention the top. If you're new to us, you can watch all of our clips on YouTube and go to Man of the Year podcast. But Matt is holding a pen, which I don't think I've ever seen him hold. So when he just said that to me, yeah.
Do you want to hear something? I'm doing something beautiful. So for our Euro trip, our kids are 5 months and 2 years and 5 months, and we spent 2 months in Europe. And I was like, man, they're not going to remember. That's too bad. So I'm actually writing them a kind of a diary of it, and so they have it.
We should tell our listeners Matt has the worst handwriting of any human being.
Ever yeah. Actually, let's see if can we see this on screen?
Your kids are not. Let me see it. Let me see.
Oh,
he's holding.
This is great. Yeah, this is good. Karo,
he's holding up to the camera.
Illegible.
Wow, I'm gonna say something. That's actually not as bad as I thought.
Well, I tried. So I've been going really slow. It's giving me carpal tunnel because I'm not writing at normal speed.
When you see something from like the archived library of the University of Pennsylvania, and it's like an Ottoman Empire scroll, and it's not even English. That's kind of what that looks like.
I love that you saw me with a pen, and you know me so well that like something was up.
Something was up. Something was up. Hey, it's been 39 years.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question, send it to us on Instagram, and we'll answer it on the show. All right, Matt, any final thoughts on the PALS test, or we could talk about our Audible original again, if you'd like.
No, I think it's self-explanatory. It's the point of our book, point of the Audible original is to give you rubrics and guidelines so it doesn't feel so amorphous to decide whether a friendship is healthy for me or not, whether I should pursue this friendship, whether I should end this friendship, whether I should level up this friendship. Boom, it's right there for you. Listen to the chapter, the PALS test.
Right, because our thing was that people have sex ed, but there's no friend ed.
Right.
So the PALS test, it's not like, you got to follow it to the T. It's more of a guideline of okay, am I getting these 4 things from this person? And then, whether I should drop a bomb on them, as Matt says, or keep them in the group chat.
Drop a bomb.
And by the way, we should just clarify. So this is audio only. You cannot buy it in book form, which is why we keep catching ourselves.
So you must go to audible.com/the buddy system.
By the way, Matt, you know how sometimes you always seem like 1,000 years old? No one has said the word / in literally 15 years.
What do you say?
Say buddy.com/the buddy system.
Yeah, but the slashes are different. Isn't there 2 slashes?
I mean, there is another.
The phone
not on not in a URL.
Oh, so why do people say /
Nobody has ever said. Nobody said it since the aughts.
Is that true?
Yes, /
I've been walking around saying / the buddy system all week.
I mean,
I see somebody in a coffee shop. I go audible.com / and I do the / symbol just in case.
Jesus Christ. All right, guys, we'll do it one more time. Audible.com/the buddy system. Also, Man of the Year podcast. Also, we're on YouTube if you want to watch these clips. I think that's it.
Great episode.
All right. Love it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you, buddy.